The Life and Times of Karl Marx. Karl Marx was born in 1818. He was a German philosopher, economist, and sociologist. Marx is one of the most influential thinkers in history. His ideas about capitalism, class struggle, and revolution have shaped the modern world. Marx was born in Trier, Germany. He studied law and philosophy at university. After university, Marx worked as a journalist. He wrote about politics and economics. He became known for his radical views. In 1848, Marx and Friedrich Engels published. This book outlined their theory of communism. Communism is a system where there is no private property and everyone is equal. It became one of the most important political documents ever written. Marx lived in exile for much of his life. He spent time in Paris, Brussels, and London. He continued to write about his ideas. He also worked to organize the international communist movement. Marx died in London in 1883. Early influences, shaping a revolutionary mind. Marx's ideas were shaped by his experiences and the intellectual currents of his time. Germany in the early 19th century was a place of great social and political upheaval. The Industrial Revolution was transforming society, but it was also creating new forms of poverty and inequality. Marx was deeply influenced by the philosophy of G.W.F. Hegel. Hegel believed that history was a process of dialectical progress. Marx embraced Hegel's dialectical method but rejected his idealism. Another important influence on Marx was Ludwig Feuerbach, a materialist. Feuerbach believed the material world, not ideas, is the foundation of reality. The labor theory of value unraveling the enigma of worth. Marx's labor theory of value states that the value of a commodity is determined by the amount of labor that goes into producing it. This theory challenged classical economists like Adam Smith and David Ricardo. They argued value was determined by supply and demand. Marx argued capitalists exploit workers by paying them less than the value they create. He called this difference surplus value, the source of capitalist profit. Critics say it is too simplistic, ignoring other factors like supply and demand. Yet it remains crucial in Marxist economics for understanding capitalism. Historical materialism, the unseen hand guiding history. Another key concept in Marxist thought is historical materialism. This is a theory of history that emphasizes the role of economic forces. Marx argued that the way in which a society produces and distributes goods determines its social, political, and intellectual life. According to Marx, history is a process of class struggle. In every society there is a ruling class that controls the means of production. Means of production include things like factories, land, and raw materials. There is also a subordinate class that is exploited by the ruling class. This class owns nothing but their labor power. Marx believed that capitalism was inherently unstable. He predicted that it would eventually be overthrown by a socialist revolution. In a socialist society, the means of production would be owned and controlled by the workers. This would create a more just and equitable society. The enduring legacy of Marx: A World Transformed. Marx's ideas have had a profound impact on the world. His writings inspired revolutionary movements and led to the establishment of communist regimes in many countries. His theories have also influenced countless thinkers, activists, and artists. In the 20th century, Marxist ideas were taken up by revolutionaries such as Vladimir Lenin and Mao Zedong. They led communist revolutions in Russia and China. These revolutions led to the creation of some of the most powerful states in the world. The Soviet Union and the People's Republic of China were both founded on Marxist principles. Marx's ideas have also had a significant impact on the development of socialist and labor movements around the world. His writings have inspired workers to organize and fight for their rights. They have also led to the creation of social democratic parties and welfare states in many countries. The ongoing relevance of Marx echoes in the 21st century. Although Marx lived in the 19th century, his ideas remain relevant today. In the 21st century, we are facing many of the same problems that Marx identified, such as economic inequality, social alienation, and the exploitation of workers. The global financial crisis of 2008 led to a renewed interest in Marx's ideas. Many people saw the crisis as evidence of the inherent instability of capitalism. They argued that Marx's analysis of capitalism was still relevant in the 21st century. Today, Marx's ideas continue to be debated and discussed by scholars, activists, and policymakers. His work remains a vital resource for anyone who wants to understand the complexities of capitalism and the challenges facing the world today. Marx's ideas may be controversial, but there is no doubt that they have had a profound and lasting impact on the world. His work continues to inspire and challenge us to create a more just and equitable society.